The number one question we get asked, right after we explain why it is we're called cows and fish: why do you do it? Crisscrossing the province year after year, limping along on borrowed trucks and old equipment, getting by from grant to grant, passing up on sweet offers from consulting firms. Reason number one: we give a shit. Reason number two: we're on watch as our wetlands wink out one at a time, our watersheds unravel, our creeks fall apart at the seams. Reason number three: we keep getting invited back to help out and work together on a solution. There's so many dedicated people with insight, people that want to get their wetland back, to get their creek back to the way they remember it. Reason number four: it's a great job. You see, many of us started off with this fledgling program as our first real job. For some, it's been a launching pad, but for those of us that have stayed on, we've embraced the yearly fieldwork, the flexibility, the camaraderie. It's hard to explain why we don't get lured away, but I can tell you that we believe in a future. It's like we've been drawn into a job that's unfinished and we can't quite leave. 105 years is what you get if you add up all the years that the 13 of us been plugging away at this experiment called cows and fish. That's a centennial worth of experience. We may not be high rollers with big dividends rolling in, but we are planning for a lucrative futures market. A market of willow choke creeks, healthy fat cattle, and fall runs of trout pushing up to the sparkling headwaters. Here's mud in your eye. The next centennial.
From Mount Alberta to Pincher Creek, those mountain streams were at their peak from 3 straight weeks of non-stop heavy rains. The centennial swell came flooding down the foothills through the prairie towns. Black Diamond and High River got washed out. And farmers need moisture, you know, but they don't need floods. It's worse than snow. It carries all the topsoil away. Topsoil isn't all that was took when rivers grew from babbling brooks, took people's fences, trailers, homes, and dreams. The centennial swell came flooding down foothills through the prairie towns. The centennial swell came flooding down the prairie towns. Bronco up in Calgary declared civic state of emergency for the first time in the city's history. Saskatchewan, Bow, and Red Deer were swelling and the crest was near. Sandbagging was the order from the mayor. And thousands of evacuees, they volunteered or were forced to flee. The centennial swell is flooding the prairie. The centennial swell is flooding down the foothills through the prairie towns. The centennial swell is flooding down the prairie towns. The centennial swell came flooding down the foothills through the prairie towns. The centennial